Anyone that listens to you can tell how passionate you are. Most hempsters, we are passionate. We are doing this. We could be doing something easier, and possibly more profitable at this exact moment in time. But we continue on because the value of the plant, the benefit that it's been to us, the benefit that we see from people every single day. For me, it's also the farmer who needs a viable rotation crop option. We have got to give that to our farmers at all. I mean, roll out the red carpet for this crop is what we should be doing. And instead, we're still in barrier removal phase. It's still unnecessary licensing fees, stigma that confuses the whole situation. How can we get this more mainstream so that it is just a part of our everyday life? The debate is over.
Well, it is starting. I had a call the other day, and I still have to reach out to you because I know you guys have it. Because I saw it when your camera moved. I saw it. We need to get some hemp animal bedding. I had a lady calling and asking me for hemp animal bedding for her chickens, and I was like, I don't have it, but I know a source, and we're going to be trying to work with them about getting it. One of the difficulties is distance. With gas going up and everything like that.
Mhm.
We had a decorticator actually not too far away from me. But because the government has treated hemp in Missouri horribly, he's gone. He's out of business.
Mm.
And now all those bundles of hemp are out there just sitting, waiting for somebody to come pick them up. We have Tiger Fiber and another one in Springfield area, and then one closer to you, I believe, in Kansas City. But we don't have many. And when it comes to trucking, that causes it cost more, and it doesn't become as good. If we sit there and democratize it where it is there and the government is offering these incentives to build these plants, if we don't have anywhere really in the state of Missouri, I don't know if you do in Kansas, we don't have anybody that is weaving hemp fibers. We have to
No,
go
I
outside
think
of the
that's
state to do it.
happening in limited capacity. I just saw there was a hemp fiber conference in North Carolina. I know people are working on that. It's not my area of expertise because the fibers that we get out of a grain crop are not ever going to be long strand fiber. They're a shorter plant. Our plants are like
Right.
6 feet tall. We've taken the top off with a combine. So the fiber we have left is really not, we don't have a decorticator because we don't have long strand fiber plants. We don't grow that variety even. So it's a totally different process, but I think those things are coming together, but slowly and not with a lot of outside help. I
I
think.
mean, here's one to think about. Think about all the herd and everything you have. It could be compacted down, and instead of those burn logs and everything that they have, you can make hemp burn logs that are going to be more fuel efficient. And you talk about the carbon they've already sequestered, you're going to have that captured even more so. The ashes will then be able to be used for the gardens out in the fields and stuff. I mean, it's amazing that you could use it for so many things.
Yeah, we've
You just got to
experimented
get
with
people
some
to do it.
biochar too. I think it really has some good applications there. In its raw form, in this just herd form, it's like 45% carbon. And then when we decarb, that's the wrong process, pyrolysis for the biochar, it got up to 86% carbon, which is a pretty good biochar. So there's so many applications. Us as a processor, we're working with farmers directly to get acres in the ground, bring their crops in, clean the grain, break the bales down into a first pass material. That's about as far as we can go, and then we've developed the Hempy's Heart brand products with those raw materials. We need, someone else to come and make fire bricks or injection molding things. And I think those people are coming because I talk to them frequently. They call looking for some material, and it's super cool because you kind of get a little bit of insight into some of the R&D that's going on out there. Some big companies looking at natural fibers and their paper towels and just things that are everyday use items that probably wouldn't even advertise that they have hemp in it. It would just be a natural fiber that composts and hopefully is more affordable because it's sourced here through something that's going to grow back every year through a sustainable resource. So there's so many good things about it. I know, the U.S. industry is clawing its way up there. And I just have no doubt that we're going to get there. But you have a lot of experience with international products. And so could you speak to some of the products that you carry from other
Well,
countries, and then why are you needing to get them there, and how do you feel, they exist. These products are existing in other countries, being made in other places. So how can we move as many of them as possible over here? And what's your take on that whole side of the industry?
well, right now I've had to source a lot of our products that we sell from overseas.
Uh-huh.
However, I have been learning a lot of stuff. Like we're getting ready to have, we have cups for our lounge,
Yeah.
and the cups are 16 ounce, microwave safe, dishwasher safe, hemp plastic. So if you
Awesome.
leave them out in the sun in 30 days, they're back to dirt. So that's the
Oh,
great
wow.
thing about hemp.
Mm-hmm.
We have that. We have hemp straws. We're working with the same company that did our cups, and they're out of South Korea to do our straws. Now you
Mm-hmm.
have to buy a lot of the time to do this, but if you love hemp, you sit there and go, I'm going to do this, and I'll get my friends to put them in their restaurants. And my goal
Mm,
is to see the city of Rosebud. Hopefully, I can have most of the straws replaced by hemp straws, and we can have them around there.
yeah.
Because if I can give them to them at their cost, I don't have to make money on it, but I can make a difference to them. And that's really what it's about. So we're trying to do that. Now I know the Pawnee Nation up your way, Northeast Kansas, they are getting ready to start doing straws, cutlery, plates, and stuff. So we're really looking forward to that. They're in their infancy yet, so they're still not uh, in that price point where we can jump in there. But we're going to support them, and when they come out with some things, we're going to pick out certain products. We've already talked to them about being able to carry here in the
Awesome.
Hemporium because we're all about hemp. We're also about small businesses and local. Because I've
Yep.
had to go out to uh, uh, I went to Britain. They really have some great hemp protein products.
Mm-hmm.
That was before you came out with yours. We missed out. We didn't see you had theirs. I forgot to ask you. So we got theirs. And one of the reasons why is because they had a lot of medical research standing behind everything in their packaging. So we wanted to use that as education. So
Mm-hmm.
since they are so much further advanced than we are here in the States, I wanted to have that opportunity to kind of have that to show what's in there. And believe it or not, people believe the British are smarter than us. I don't know why, but they think if it's British, it's better than American for some reason. So we
So
kind of
they
use that.
have the chocolate flavored one and the
No, that was on
Happy
the
Gut.
protein itself. We had those are that's a company we have that is Hempleet. They're out of Ohio, and they
Okay.
do hemp heart protein.
Do you
The
want to
UK
show
version,
any of those products to the
sure.
camera so we can?
So the first one I was talking about was this one, which
Okay.
is the Hemp Fiber Plus.
All right.
Now, this is what they do where, had I known, it's basically what you do, but I think you call it something different.
Hemp
Uh,
protein
and
powder.
this is what they grind up the whole hemp seed, everything,
Yep.
hull, shell, and everything to get you this great. I mean, you talk about a fiber boost. This thing's coming in at 47% fiber and 29% protein. It's like
Oh yeah.
you want to pop your smoothie, you're going to pop your smoothie with this. These things are awesome. And I believe, like I said, you had that same product now, so we'll be able to hopefully go ahead and get some of that in from stateside now that we're doing this. As we're starting, and we started, it was very hard to find products. We came about you after we had already hit right before our grand opening.
Yeah.
And like this is the hemp fleet. They use hemp hearts. So
Okay.
all this stuff is a nice powdery that will dissolve and everything in there. That's the difference between some use hemp hearts, some use that
Yep.
whole hemp. If you want that real good fiber and protein, you use
Mm-hmm.
that whole seed to do it. If you're
Totally.
just looking for a protein boost that's
Yep.
gonna build into anything, then you're looking at those proteins that are made with the hemp hearts. And
Yep.
it really comes down to everybody's still learning names. We're looking at what the industry has to offer and other food products and other good superfoods like hemp, and we're trying to follow suit, but it doesn't always fit because hemp really is its own. And there's a company I'm waiting to get back. They're out of uh, they're Pennsylvania, and they have been doing hemp heart flour. So it's straight up. They said it's gluten free,
Yeah.
easy, almost 1-to-1 replacement for real flour
Oh,
on the.
wow.
I haven't seen that yet. Most of the ones I've seen are a 10 to 30% replacement. They're saying theirs is good enough to go ahead and replace flour completely. So I'm trying to wait. He says, wait, we're coming out with it. You just have to wait. So hopefully it's not just talk and it really comes to something, because I would love to have local, not local, but hemp flour that's right here in the US coming in
Yeah.
to really supplement for baking. Because that would be great if we could get it to scale and
Yep.
start seeing instead of wheat, because let's face it, people are starting to have a gluten intolerance. So if we
Yeah.
can get some of these gluten-free flours out there that are plant-based, not synthetic, not anything that are really crazy out there, we're
Mm-hmm.
good. I mean, there's a company that's doing tofu, hemp
Oh,
tofu,
wow. Okay.
hemp food. And we decided one of the things, because we're going to grow seed next season at our farm,
Mm-hmm.
at the Hemporium, we'll grow flour so people can see it. And what we're going to do is we're going to make our own local hemp tofu out of it, because we have some friends that own an Asian cafe. They make their own home tofu. So we're going to go ahead and
Okay.
learn from them. And we're going to play around with hemp, and we're going to try and make it out there. And we'll have that on offer as a nice little item to be prepared in our kitchen.
The food options are amazing, endless, really. Anything they can just go into as a protein source of so many things. I want to ask you too a little bit. I know you have some hemp clothing that's domestically made. Any other hemp fiber products that you want to feature?
Well, if you want, I can go grab it real quick. It's just
Yeah,
right around the
sure.
corner.
Yeah, that'd be great. We're talking to John Grady from the Slap Happy Hemporium in Rosebud, Missouri. They just opened up on July 4th weekend, but John has a long history in the industry, and his store is all things hemp. So it's CBD, drinks. He showed us the hemp grain food products. I don't think we've looked at any hemp seed oil yet, but these are some clothing items
So
that
these are made in Minnesota. This is
Minnesota.
all
Okay,
out of hemp. This is underwear for women and tank tops for women.
cute.
These are made in Pittsburgh. They
Okay.
are hoodies made out of hemp. So when you're getting ready around campfires or out on the boat and it's a little chilly at night, and then everybody wants to get away from craziness, and so we have hemp biker shorts.
Biker
They're
shorts.
made
Okay.
they're made in Pennsylvania. The same company that makes those, Planet Hemp.
Are
They
they
are
do they feel like spandex or do they feel like a
they
cotton?
have a little bit of a they have a little bit of they have a little bit of a I can't remember if he said spandex.
Yeah, stretchiness about them.
Yeah, there's a little, it's 5% of a spandex built in,
Okay.
but all the rest of it is hemp and organic cotton.
Mm-hmm.
And then we
Awesome.
have scrubbies, so all made from hemp. If it can be made from hemp, we're going to try and have it. So we have exfoliators. I mean, hemp is hemp is life. Uh, we're going to really take it forward. I mean, these just they sit there and rub all the rough spots of the skin and lick it,
Yeah.
polish it
Yeah.
off. I mean, hemp really is. I mean, heck, these are hemp. My
Nice. Your
overalls,
coveralls. Yeah.
they're Patagonia. We've been trying to get them to let us be a dealer, but I don't think we're big enough for them. They keep on like
Uh,
not responding to the emails, so I think I'll just have to keep on buying them, and you guys will have to go online to Patagonia to buy them. I am hoping I can find. There's a place in Oklahoma called Roundhouse Jeans. I would
okay.
love to start making hemp bib overalls, because I used to wear them. I wore them for like 5 years until I found the actual hemp ones. And I was like,
Okay.
oh, I'm making the switch. So if we get some American made ones, I am
Uh-huh.
all about that. I want to see that. That's what we need to see, because I tell everybody, I've had senators come in here and representatives.
Yep.
Everything in our shop can be manufactured, made, grown here in Missouri. And
Yep.
it's the same for Kansas, where you're at, and everything like
Yep.
that. But if they understand, this could be a product where the United States could be one of the largest producers again. Because
Right.
at one point in history we were.
Mm-hmm.
Let's get us back there and stop importing all this stuff. Because let me tell you, the tariffs suck. My
Yeah.
yoga mats should only be, I think, 85 is what we were originally gonna saw they were. But because of tariffs,
Mm-hmm.
they come in at 125.
Wow. Yeah, so almost
It
50%
just
more.
it's just crazy the amount that came, and we try and source from good ethical places, like we source from Nepal for our yoga mats.
Mhm.
The only hemp we have from China right now is our twine. Our
Okay.
twine is Chinese hemp. Other than that, most everything else is either Nepal, the U.S., Europe.
Mhm.
We get a lot from Europe. I haven't got Canada. We are looking at bringing in some Manitoba Harvest
Yeah.
food products in here because uh, friends of mine sent me and said you need to carry this. And I agree with them, so we're going to have to carry some of their stuff. But we
Yeah.
carry Pure Bliss, which is out of Georgia. They make hemp food products, so they're using hemp seed and hemp seed oil in their products.
And they're making like consumer ready products? Like,
These bars that I have that are just
oh,
flying
okay,
off
okay.
the
Uh-huh.
shelf.
Flying off the shelf. Okay.
Put it like this: since we opened, we've only been open for this is coming up on what 2 weeks? No, a
Yep.
week. Yeah, a week somewhere in there. Uh,
10 days.
I sold through a box and a half.
Oh, okay, nice.
And so they're flying off the shelves. Now, for some reason, blueberry doesn't fly as fast as the peanut butter. So come on in and grab the blueberry. I had to
Okay.
order more peanut butter to keep up because holy cow. But I mean, people are starting to realize the protein, everything that comes from adding hemp into our
Yeah.
diets. It's
Yeah.
just amazing.
Well, you're really making it a destination that people like me who love hemp and people who are going to love hemp, Rosebud's a small town, so they're making their way to your store. You're bringing in commerce to your community and making it a destination all about hemp. I just think is so cool. I wish you 120% success there because we need everybody that loves hemp and everybody that's putting their time and their money on the line to make it, and we are so infantile of an industry. There's so much room for collaboration. There's so much blue sky. There's so many cool people working on this. And it's going to win because of that. The value of the plant is too good, but also the value of the people that believe in it. I I put up against any other industry. I wanted to talk about the hemp seed snacks that you have at your store and then any other animal food that you're carrying hemp based.
Right now, right now, we grabbed your snacks because a friend of ours is working on making some hemp seed rice or hemp cakes for chicken layers.
Uh-huh.
And he had to redo some reformulations, and he wasn't there yet. And then I saw your product, and I was like, I can at least get in here because I've been telling people for years, adding 20% hemp seed to the layers diet cuts the cholesterol almost in half, increases those omega 3s and 6s up past the. Last I saw, the German study was 2 capsules of fish oil, the standard dosing of a capsule of fish
Uh-huh.
oil. It
Yep.
says that you boost your eggs up by a 20% diet, so they have as much as 2 fish oil capsules. I'm like, I'd rather eat eggs than fish oil capsules, and I'm
Mm-hmm.
reducing the cholesterol at the same time. That's not a bad thing. Why aren't we doing this?
Mm-hmm.
The problem is I've been doing all this research, and all over the world they're doing all these things with hemp. I keep on going back to the states. I'm like, why aren't we doing this? I mean, I'm not going to go back to conspiracy theories, but we all know that hemp and marijuana are all the same plant. And back in 1937, DuPont got they got the patent on nylon rope, and their biggest competitor was hemp. So by 1937, the Marijuana Tax Act came out that went after hemp and marijuana just the same. It didn't care because it was all called hemp until that point.
Mm-hmm.
And I do believe it was the paper and DuPont industries that really set us back from the rest.
Yeah, it's really sad to think about where we could be if if that had not happened, But I also there's so much hopefulness in the fact that we are where we are as a world today. There's so many places where hemp can solve problems, and it's such a great solution to insert into so many questions that we have. And we have a lot of tools today that are probably can make up 80 years worth of prohibition in less than 80 years, but it hasn't quite gotten there yet. The market continues to really be unsettled. And as a business owner, you have to really be believing in what you're doing, ready to defend what you're doing, educate as many people as you can, because that's a large part of the job. And make connections that don't exist, kind of forge a trail where today there's not one. And I think that in the end proves to be a valuable use of our life work. I heard you say hemp is life, and it just, I really believe that. I believe that we can solve so many problems with this plant. And I am tired of really being told otherwise and arguing with people that are in charge about its place in our society. And I know you feel like that. Like, we're just not doing that anymore. We've moved on to, this is an acceptable plant for human consumption. Let's integrate it. And of course, we apply the same safety guards to it that other consumable products have. But beyond that, no, we don't need 5 years worth of an approval to feed these seeds to chickens. But yet that's what we've been up against. It took 3 years for the Hemp Seed Coalition and multiple hundreds of thousands of dollars to get hemp seed meal approved to feed to laying hens. And now they're on to an application for cattle, I believe. And that's all well and good, but I mean, it's wonderful, but it's just like we are still fighting these things. And to be in the industry, you have to be willing to really push hard against the current situation. And if you could just say, like, what is it that keeps you going in that direction, and how can we bring people along?
Well, as a veteran, I believe in doing what's right. Both me and my wife are veterans, and we were up there. You mentioned hemp seed. We were up there this year with Missouri with House Bill 422, and believe it or not, it becomes political up there because every single Democrat, for some reason, voted against it. And it was
And
just
this was hemp. This was for animal feed in Missouri.
hemp seed for chicken layers.
Yeah.
All we did, not even broilers or anything, just layers.
Yeah.
But then a mutual friend, Kevin Hollerman, and myself and everybody, he did some research, and we found out in Missouri that since it is an agricultural product, we don't need to have approval in Missouri to use it for chicken feed unless there's a specific law in the book outlawing it. There is no laws in the book in Missouri for outlawing it. So I was like, all right, we're going to start using it. We're going to show people. I told Kevin, as soon as you get your feed, we will have it here. I want the world using hemp because when the chickens eat well, we eat well when we eat from those chickens and they produce well for us.
Right.
I want us to do that. And we don't need the government telling us how to eat. Thomas Jefferson said if the government told us how our medicine should be and how to eat our food, then our souls would be as dark as those who are under the oppressance of tyranny. Well, right now we're under tyranny because they're telling us what and how to eat our food. It looks like we're seeing some movement into more of the natural side with RFK, believe it or not, and the Trump presidency. We are seeing some of that stuff going in where people are going and picking up chemical-free dyes and natural dyes. They're switching and getting rid of the artificial flavors, and we're seeing those commitments, and we're seeing the shift back to cane sugar from high fructose corn sugar. So that's a good thing. I want to see that shift, incorporating hemp back into our animal feed diets and back into our diets as people.
Yeah, in Kansas, when the AFCO rules changed, the assistant attorney or assistant secretary of ag, he said, well, it takes them like a decade to adopt the AFCO rules into the state labeling scheme, I guess. And so he said that they would use regulatory discretion and go ahead and allow hemp seed meal in animal feed because it had been approved federally. And so that's kind of where we are in Kansas. And Kevin and I have talked about that many times, that I guess, we have this email, but when I show that to mills and try to get them to put it in their feed, they're like, oh, okay, well, I mean, whatever. But we keep pushing because that's kind of what we have today, and that's what's working. And yeah, I mean, the government is going, they tell us what we can eat on a lot of things, but it's still up to individuals to make the best choices that we can. And they keep our food supply safe. I mean, if you're in the food business, they're on your property, they're looking around, they're taking temperatures, they do that. And I'm fine with all of that. It's just that the additional layer of scrutiny applied to it because it's hemp is where I feel like, hey, let's reel that in. And yeah, there's always room for improvement. I think we have to work within the systems that we have, and there's always room for improvement in all of those places. And we can generally get there by being collaborative, respectful of people that are in those roles that are designed to maintain the public welfare. And change happens. It's just so slow. It's just so slow.
Yeah, and as farmers, we're used to seeing, we grow in a
Yeah.
season, and we're used to having our produce go ahead out and sold and get ready for next season. In the hemp
Hmm.
world, that's just not something you can do. And that's where we need that change. And that's why we are so involved into it. That's why we have the store. The store is not only is it a store so you can get educated about hemp,
Yep.
it's also kind of a protest to say, look, this is what hemp can do.
Yep.
Stop lying to people. Tell the world what hemp can do. And
Hmm.
when I say flower to root, I mean that from flower to root. That plant, the hemp plant, is one of the best plants in the world. I grew up in the 90s, so I remember Cypress Hill indelibly etched in my mind that the marijuana plant was the hemp plant, and that just always stuck with me. I mean, when you heard 4 acres of trees is replaced by 1 acre of hemp, you're like, what? And that
Hmm.
always stuck with me. I just wonder why we never, as Gen X, went through with it. So maybe this is our now. We took a little bit of time longer to come through with it. So Gen X is coming out and saying, hey, look at hemp.
Yes, as a fellow Gen Xer, I believe that. And I remember being in high school thinking like, well, there are products on the shelf with hemp in it, shampoos and stuff. So I don't understand how are we importing it but unable to produce it. So yeah, I think we're just not taking that anymore. So take more of the position of prove us wrong, I guess, instead of we cannot, in my opinion, you cannot just ask and wait on an opinion from the government at all times. You have to do what you think is right, put it out there, and then be willing because they don't know. They're new to it as well. We've spent a lot of time educating regulators with the fire marshal, Kansas Department of Ag. I mean, they came and took samples from our facility and showed it to law enforcement in a training. So all that is good. All that dialogue is helpful. And that's what we're doing today. We're just educating. I appreciate your time. I appreciate what you're doing on a day to day to day to day, year to year to year basis to keep this crop flourishing, getting onto farms in our Midwestern states. I'm really driven by that because I talked to 3 farmers yesterday looking for alternative row crops to keep their farms alive.
And hemp could be that thing. That's what we need. That's what
Yeah.
we want more people to just gravitate to seeing it. In fact, with
Mhm.
Kevin, we're working on to save the people in St. Charles, hopefully. We're working on using it for soil remediation
Yeah,
from all
yeah.
the nuclear waste. We're trying to
Mhm.
do that. We've been working all these things, and the news, the media never wants to talk about it. So it's always on podcasts or things like this.
Mhm.
And we just really need to get it to mainstream.
Well, you know a thing or two about that. I know you have always used the power of storytelling to make the best possible points. And it works because everybody has a story and everybody has an experience. And anybody who has seen a family member be helped by it, been helped by the products themselves, um, done any amount of research, I think will make you a believer. You don't have to spend that long looking at the history and the possibilities to be a convert. So we just keep
Definitely make you
talking.
question your government.
What's that?
I tell people, don't really look into the history of hemp because then you're really going to question your government.
Yeah, it does. And I agree. I agree. And I'm a person, I have a master's degree in public affairs. I really value the role of the government. They have an important role to play, but then you get some of the pushback in these experiences that really make you feel like, wow, they're actually working against me, a tax paying employer trying to make a health food. And, I don't. feel like I deserve that. But hey, they usually come around. They usually come around. It just takes a while and a lot of communication. It's all communication.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, thanks for being here, John. I appreciate you. I appreciate your wife, Kara. I appreciate what you're putting into this industry. And I hope people come and visit you at the Slap Happy Hemporium in Rosebud, Missouri. What are your hours there? Every day?
We are Tuesday through Saturday,
Tuesday through Saturday.
from 10 a.m. till 7 p.m. We might
Awesome.
go longer on Fridays and Saturdays in the lounge side if there's enough people. We reserve the right, but we also are farmers, so we go home, and when we get home from the Hemporium, we go work the farm and take care of that, or we work the
Awesome.
farm too in the morning. So it's a fun thing.
Yeah, and people can follow you on Facebook and is website. I think you have a website too, right? Where people can check you out.
www.slaphappyhemp.com. You can find us there. I will be updating it with the Hemporium information on it. It had all the products that we have from the farm, and now we'll be updating it with what we do now. We're going to try and keep everybody in one location.
Nice. Well, everybody grab your hemp seed snacks from the Slap Happy Hemporium and all kinds of hemp health food for yourselves. They also have our hemp protein coffee. We didn't talk about that, but all kinds of hemp food
Oh, and we
products.
got fiber caps.
What
If
was
you're
that?
hard
Oh,
to
yeah,
find.
the fiber capsules. Hemp protein and fiber capsules. This is the same protein powder, just easier to pop in every day. Don't have to mix it with anything. So yeah, check them out. We appreciate your time and thanks for tuning in. And if you need anything, check out Slap Happy Hemporium in Rosebud, Missouri. Products A to Z. You could literally, I mean, I feel like you could maybe get everything. Do you have hemp toilet paper yet?
Well, while you're talking about it, well, we have a supplier. We're going to have it for you to use here, but it's not cheap enough for us to be able to sell to you. But
Got it.
we are getting ready to get hemp toilet paper in, so you can experience
Yeah,
the
on
pleasure of
display.
using hemp instead of using wood to wipe your butt.
Nice. That's a great ending. I appreciate your time today, John. Take care and have a nice weekend.
Thanks for having us on. Bye now.
Bye. I think it's ended. Nope.